We're here on this lovely afternoon with a woman called Eunice, who we're labeling as our silent hero this month. She runs Options Pregnancy Crisis Center, which is, I think, a center that not many people know about, and she dedicates every day of her week to people in need, in this specific need. So, Eunice, welcome, and thank you so much for agreeing to be our silent hero this month. Can you tell us a little bit about Options? What is Options? What does Options offer?
Okay. Options Pregnancy Center. At Options, we work with women who are faced with a crisis pregnancy. And basically, at that time, it's a very lonely time for many women. And we are just one of those places where she can come to and really just speak about what she's going through and the pressures that she's experiencing, at that time.
Okay.
And we just really speak through all her options that she has at that time. That will be, in the best interest of her and her unborn baby. So that is basically what Options does, our core service. And we are affiliated to a project of Youth for Christ Neisner,
Okay.
and also of an organization called Africa Cares for Life, which really is a networking body that just keeps all the crisis pregnancy centers together in the country.
Okay, all right. And you've explained this to me, but I believe that you're underneath this umbrella that you've just described to us. But there are two parts to your service, really. It's helping people in crisis, but it's also education. Am I correct?
That's right, Colette.
Okay.
It's really, if you want to call it the curative side, two legs, the curative and the preventative side. The curative is just what I mentioned to you now, where we reach out to women in a crisis pregnancy, but then the preventative side is really going out to our schools and also youth groups in the community, speaking about really the choices and the life skills necessary to make the best decisions in young people's lives so that we could prevent really getting to a crisis pregnancy. So that's our preventative side, where we speak about topics like sexual integrity, about decision making, about your values, which really, really affects decision making in young people today.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Eunice, when somebody comes to you and they're in an absolute pregnancy crisis, I'm sure they're in panic, not knowing who to speak to and what options they have. It's not only an abortion, which is their option, is that correct? And you present more?
Yeah, no, the abortion is definitely not the only option, but because of the pressures, that they are feeling at that time, and sometimes the shock, of just hearing I'm pregnant, oftentimes, yes, abortion does, go through their minds. But yes, there are other options, that we present to them. And so basically we speak about all the options that they are faced with, which to them may be at that time abortion. And then there's also, single parenting if they were to, choose to keep their baby. And then there's also adoption, which we often also speak about, where we work with other organizations to also help, in offering really life-giving options, to if they're feeling that they would like to have their child with a family because they wouldn't be able to give their child really what they believe their child needs. So we speak about all the options, really the risk involved, the pros, the cons. We're really meeting them where they're at, because oftentimes it's a really difficult time, emotionally really difficult time, and we're basically just there in the middle of it, walking the road with them.
And as you say, walking the road, you and your team, it's not just one meeting. You actually see whichever direction they choose to take. You see them right through the process.
Definitely, yeah.
And your team, how many are? I think there are quite a few of you who are all respective silent heroes. So how big is your team?
Well, our team, we have 6 trained counselors, and then we've got a number of people really that are, there's about 10 people that are doing other work other than just counseling. Those involved in the school, those who are helping us with other like admin tasks and answering the phone and the things that have to keep Options running really at the end of the day. So we've got many silent heroes really just coming, and the people that help, it's absolutely voluntary. Many out of the community that come and that are part of options.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great to know you have such a huge team and such dedicated angels in a sense, because you must deal with quite a few women of all ages who need your help. Is it quite a large number you deal with on a weekly basis?
Yeah, on average, I'd say, our monthly statistics would be about 30 to 35 women a month. And that is really, I believe, really not how many women are in crisis, There would be others as well that would need, counseling and support during this time.
Yes, that don't necessarily know of you yet.
Yeah, some wouldn't know of us, but lots of times it would be referrals, from our clinic, our hospital, and our schools that would make use of, referring women. So yes, the woman we see does not reflect, everyone who's in a crisis pregnancy in our community, really.
Of course.
But we see on average, 30 to about 35.
Well, I think it's very good to know that amount of women actually know that you exist, that you're able to help. Eunice, I need to ask you one last quick question, if I may. Do you receive funding to run your organization? All organizations of this type need funding to survive from day to day. So where do you get your funding from?
Well, Colette, we get our funding from community members, from churches, from certain funders who really have a passion to see youth develop positively, in the community, because that's what we're really doing. It's really youth development and empowerment, the program and the focus. And so yes, we do receive funding from community members, from churches, from funders, but obviously the cost does, kind of go up in total as you reach out to more people.
Absolutely. This is what I was going to ask you. You're still in need of extra funding all the time.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we are still in need of funding to keep the work going.
Okay. So, on that point, I'd like to encourage anyone who might be just as passionate about the subject to go ahead and contact Eunice or the Options Centre. Eunice, thank you so much for joining us on this. It's been an absolute pleasure learning about who you are and what you do, and a very big congratulations to you, because your work is very, very special and exceptionally needed in any community. So thank you very much for
Thank you
being
for
with
having
us.
me here.
Okay.
Okay.